All right, welcome back. You should be hopefully feeling good on your adding and subtracting one-step equations. Now we are going to move down and we're going to do a couple examples of multiplying and dividing. So your first multiplication, we are going to go with negative 6a is equal to 12. Now when we're multiplying or dividing with one steps, it's the exact same process that we did before. We need to ask ourselves what is happening to our variable. And then what do we need to do to undo whatever that is? So this operation here, it's always a little hidden, but remember that's a multiplication in between the 6 and the a. So if I am multiplying in the equation, what are you going to do to undo it? You're going to need to divide. Okay, and we're going to divide by whatever that coefficient is. We were multiplying a by negative 6. I'm going to divide that side of the equation by negative 6. You can write it this way, but I would suggest, and I think Mr. Schomer said this in an earlier video that we watched, get used to writing your divisions as fractions. I think that the more that you write it as a fraction, the better off that you're going to be in the long run. If you remember fractions and reducing, if you have the same number over itself, those are just going to cancel each other out. Okay, so we divide one side by negative 6, so the other side needs to be divided by negative 6 as well. Over on the left, we have negative 6 divided by negative 6. A negative divided by a negative becomes a positive, and then the 6's cancel, and so we're just left with a positive a is equal to, and then on our right side, we have a positive 12 divided by a negative 6, so that's going to be a negative 2. Double checking our answer. Negative 6 times a needs to equal 12. Negative 6 times what we think a is, negative 2, needs to equal 12. Negative times negative is positive, and a 6 times 2, 12 equals 12. So we know we are good there. Go ahead and pause that and make sure not only that you have those answers, but that you're showing this work in the right way as well. All right, welcome back. We are going to move on to a division problem, and then you'll have some time to practice both of these as well. So our last example is going to be b divided by 4 is equal to 8. So starting with your variable b and then thinking what is happening to b in the equation? It's being divided by 4. And so how do we undo? You would need to multiply by 4. Again, you could go down the page and write times 4, or you could write your dot or your asterisk, but it can get confusing if you are looking at the times 4 underneath the divided by 4. So my suggestion would be to write it up here like a fraction, and 4 in fraction land is 4 over 1, right? Whole numbers are always over 1. If I multiply that side by 4, I need to multiply the right side by 4 as well. Sorry for not changing my colors on that. I multiply by 4, and I'm multiplying by 4. 4 divided by 4, 4 over 4 becomes a 1, and we're left with just b on that side is equal to 8 times 4 on the other side, 32. So b is equal to 32, and you can always go back and double check that. The original equation was b divided by 4 needs to equal 8. If I substitute my value for b, 32 divided by 4 needs to equal 8. 32 divided by 4 is 8, and 8 is equal to 8. All right, I know that we went through these quickly, but you should have some time to practice and ask questions from your teacher. So good luck, and we will see you again when we start doing two-step equations. Good luck.